Okay, well, do we ever have a video today? Now, as an Elder Scrolls fanboy, didn't really play Morrowind. It's pretty dated, in my opinion. Love Oblivion, Skyrim, two of the best games ever made, in my opinion, especially in the fantasy genre. Now, basically, what we have here is a mystery. Elder Scrolls 6 is a mystery, and rightfully so. They don't want to spill the cards. Maybe they're releasing gameplay, this, that, and the other thing. But essentially, what we have here is nobody knows what the fuck Elder Scrolls 6 is. And we probably won't know much for some time. So, this is basically all we have for it, mostly. And I imagine whatever gameplay we get will be very marginal. Obviously, Bethesda, obviously, crafted fantasy open world agenda. And I can't say I'm massively pumped about it. I don't know. Let's just see. Let's see what will come of it. But I mean, Starfield, it just it just didn't quite get there, and it was kind of just a generic fantasy or open world space kind of insert, and what didn't really wow people. And I think that tells a story of Bethesda being a little bit more or less talented than it once was. Maybe Microsoft has came in and regimentalized everything and made it a certain way. And you really have to wonder what it's going to be like. So let's go over the evidence here of what it is. Like I said, this is the only trailer. Lots of people like it, a little bit of people don't like it. Everybody's excited for this. And I think the truth of the matter is that you just can't compare anything to Skyrim. I mean, maybe Skyrim was just that magic in the bottle. I mean, look at that. This is a Skyrim mod. I can tell by the animations and the fact that my game occasionally looks that good, because I play Skyrim all the time in Oblivion. There's no other games that are as good as those games. So you kind of have to give in to playing Skyrim and Oblivion because no other open world fantasy games are that good. But who knows? Elder Scrolls 6, if it's up to the challenge, if that's a big open world, the thing is that I played Elder Scrolls Online, and I know what the MMO games usually, almost 9 times out of 10, MMO games just feel like MMO games. They just are. Like, it doesn't feel like the same adventuring. The way that Skyrim and Oblivion handles the open world, the interactivity, the physical feeling of the game world, the way that it handles that is just whew, just beautiful, because it allows you to really immerse yourself in the world. With MMO mechanics, you're dealing with servers and quests that are just map markers that just pop up, and there's no immersion, and the NPCs are just generic, static, always in the same place. Everything is nothing is dynamic in an MMO world. I always feel that way, and it just comes with the territory of an MMO. So Elder Scrolls 6 never did it for me, and I played it and I was just like, no, it's not like Skyrim. So I mean, Elder Scrolls 6. Let's go through some of this. It's just a picture of Skyrim. What the Elder Scrolls 6 needs to do. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I'm pretty sure that's from that, but I mean, that doesn't really capture the style of it. I don't know. Skyrim just had a really nice style to it, and Elder Scrolls 6 needs to have that. And I guess soon enough we'll find out what that is. Who knows? Who knows what worlds we're gonna get. Now, there are plenty of data, and luckily PC gamer shills have helped me out with that. Mysterious Aura, Bethesda history class. I can only imagine what fucking people do in their spare time. But I mean, the ultimate long and short of it is Skyrim's the best open world fantasy game we've ever gotten. Oblivion is a wonderfully nostalgic, amazing thing. We're getting a remake of too. But I mean, Todd Howard he's keeping this one close, and he better have a big. He has a lot of shoes to fill because it's built on the same engine as that Creation 2. Obviously, they're building that engine up, and hopefully they can do better things with it. Creation Engine 2 is customized for Starfield. Now we need for every game will have some new suits of technology, so Elder Scrolls. So basically, what he's saying, Todd Howard here, is he's saying they're continuing to develop the Elder Scroll, the Creation 2 engine. And they're just building it. They're building new features, new everything all the time. So I mean, maybe Starfield is not a good projection when he's contradicting himself there. But anyways, so we go on to say they want to have a lengthy realms. Yeah, I mean the reason people always play Skyrim is because there's no other fantasy RPG open world single player adventure that even comes close to it, let alone competes with it. I mean Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, great open worlds. Witcher 3, great open world, great interactivity, great fantasy world. You know what I mean? Like, and there's very few fucking games out there. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, love that game. You know, uh, there are very few games that reaches that echelon, and there's just no game that does it with as much beauty and grace as Skyrim. So they got a lot of it's good. Skyrim, Grana, love that. Love that. Let us all have a moment for Skyrim, Grandma. Skyrim, Grandma, you will be the Dovahkiin remembered for all time. Okay, so we love Skyrim, Grandma, here at the Tycho Dragon Show. Uh, okay, so then we got into locations. Now, High Rock, Hammerfell are popular things. But here's the thing that really bugs me about this, is that Hammerfell, thanks to a New Year's post about that, Hammerfell is another possible destination. No one is quite sure if the image posted is really a clue about Elder Scrolls 6. Transcribe the future. Yeah, so I mean they've hinted at it elsewhere. Elsewhere prominent would be, Black Marsh or Valewood. I think that this is a realistic option. High Rock and Hammerfell. It is a reasonable thing to guess, and currently most popular theory, the original teaser shows rocks. It appears to be high. There you go, High Rock. Yeah, I think that they're right. I think it's either going to take place in exclusively one of two of these fucking zones here. But let's have a look at that, because if you take out your map of Tamriel, this was Skyrim, this is Hammerfell. They could do Hammerfell High Rock, but I mean, we need this. This is what we need. We need the whole world. Give us the whole world. You have the tools to make all kinds of shit. You have this new creation engine. You have years and years and years of technological advancement, and you're just gonna give us, these places. Whoops. Here, let's zoom in on this. So I mean, you have about roughly the size of or a little bit bigger than Skyrim. And if they just cut off that piece and make just that piece, yes, there's things to do, but you know, you're only going to be limited to this one land mass. And that will be a problem for me, because what I've wanted out of Elder Scrolls for the longest time, and with Skyblivion, you're going to have all of this. You've got Solstheim. There's mods that probably incorporate parts of these. In Oblivion, you have basically this whole chunk and whole world to explore. So in Skyrim and Oblivion, you can really branch out and see the world. If they make another one, you're going to be limited to that. But I mean, this has been these Somerset Isles, Hammerfell, and High Rock are the three biggest, least things. Black Marsh would just be a swamp. I mean, sure, it'd be interesting to explore, and I've explored it in Oblivion, but it's just, these locations are very interesting and unique to me and probably to other people. So this is a very possibility. We could have High Rock, Hammerfell, and Somerset Islands, maybe just Hammerfell, maybe just High Rock. Although, to be honest, it would be extremely lame if they just did one or the other. Because although Hammerfell is basically the exact same size of Skyrim, uh, it to cut this side off would be a travesty. But I think what they'll do is High Rock. Now, here's another interesting thing of those of us who know our Elder Scrolls universe. Hammerfell is the chief province and is home to the Redguard race of people, known for its deserts, jungles, and mountains. Now, what are Redguards? Essentially Elder Scrolls version of African people. So I mean, it's like you're gonna deal with a little bit of the woke fucking. If you're going to Hammerfell, you're gonna have a lot of oh my god, Elder Scrolls is fucking woke. It's like it's gonna be funny. So I mean, that's another thing that you have to realize. Now, that being said, I would love to see a game in these locations. Where is this? I'd love to see a game in these locations. Love to see it. There's not a lot of mods that take you there, and there's really not a lot known about that place in the world. But do keep in mind, Hammerfell and High Rock, you're gonna see a lot of Redguards because that's where they come from, and those are essentially black people in this universe. So I'm not opposed to that idea. I think it would be hilarious to see all the woke, anti-woke fighting that will go on about that. But do remember that in real Elder Scrolls lore, that's truly okay. And if you're gonna make them picking pronouns and talking about their sexuality, you're gonna have a very fucking woke game. I will judge it on its merits. If Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, 10 out of 10 game, allows you to do whoever you want, customize your character, be whoever you want, travel the land of the Hammerfell, glowing reviews all over, selling millions of copies. I'm getting it. Like no matter what. Like there might be a section that'll pick your pronouns easily enough. I could probably get a mod day 2 wipes that. But I mean, you know what I mean. I judge a game based on its merits, and if you give me the best game of all time and it's got a little bit of wokeness here in little corners because they have to check some boxes for the corporate fucking gaming sphere that's like every fucking where and is that, I'm cool with that. I really I want a good game, and I won't, if a game is fucking amazing and has a little bit of wokeness in it, I'll be like, I mean, I was really not sort of blown away by Starfield. I'll maybe get it and go through it a little while, but for me, it's if it's like you have to be a certain woke character, and you have to, like, if a game has a character creator, who gives a fuck? You give us a good world to explore. That's all we want. We don't care about all the other bullshit. But do remember that Hammerfell is going to be, if it's Hammerfell or High Rock, you're gonna have that. You're gonna have a lot of that going on, and of course, like, the gaming industry is like the drama central will be from that. But this will be some cool stuff. I mean, learning about High Rock and Hammerfell's um, different various different cultures and different cities, and they really push the tech, and all of this is a mod for that. But it would be very fascinating. I think it's a great idea. I think that if Todd was going to do it and he couldn't make the whole world, here, let's go back to this. If you can't make all of this stuff, or you're planning on making it complex enough, coordinating off here would be whatever. Now, what they should do, this is my personal opinion. I don't know if this is possible or within their limits. Make the whole world. Elder Scrolls 6 is you get all of Tamriel and have the central plot of the game center around Hammerfall, with you being able to travel to these various locations and map the whole world. It's not a massive, gigantic world. A lot of references exist in Skyrim. You know, maybe we could see Skyrim a couple hundred years later, and how it developed from the Civil War. But you could have all this entire world mapped out. I mean, it's all measurable. It's all exists in Skyrim and Oblivion. People could measure out these things and make it fully realized. But I don't think we're gonna get that. There's just no way. There's no way. It's gonna be Hammerfell or High Rock. Cause look at that. I mean, that does the coast. Theoretically, this is going along the coast. Westbound type thing. So, I mean, you have lots of problems here. I mean, Elder Scrolls 6, we're not going to know what it is for a long time. It's years away. You know, right now they're probably in this stage where they have all this idea of what they're doing. They've been making it for a while, making the engine, building everything, building this world, and kind of just getting it going right now. And it's probably in full swing. If at the moment. And Todd Howard might be his last hurrah, but I mean Todd Howard's unbelievably rich, and he's gonna be a creative for the rest of his life. So I mean, you can't really fault Todd for anything in making this his last thing. So I mean, Elder Scrolls 6, people are still salivating at the mouth for, but you're not gonna get anything for it. 2011 Skyrim. It's been so long. I mean, we have the technology now to build something truly insane. Let's do it. Like what the fuck is the holdup? You're gonna make a little tight experience where it's just High Rock. You know, maybe it's got nice graphics, but maybe the main quest takes 30 hours. Maybe it's like considerably like here. Let's go on a different frame of reference. Let's say that Elder Scrolls 6 is completely the opposite of what we want. Okay, this is not a massive, great new Skyrim. This is not something that people are going to be super enthralled about. It's going to be getting sevens. There's going to be people. The woke. It's going to be based here with tons of red guards, and now all of a sudden you got this big woke thing. It doesn't do very good in sales. Let's just say Elder Scrolls 6 is a fucking disaster. You get just this little High Rock, okay? You get a few towns. It's a 30-hour main story campaign. It looks really pretty. It's in big boxes. You pay $100 for the deluxe edition, and it just utterly is kind of a disappointment for gamers. That's going to be a hard pill to swallow, man. That will be fucking shit. That will be fucking garbage. And it could happen because that's the gaming industry nowadays. They're all about budgets. They're all about constraints. They're always like, maybe this game is just production fucking hell and they can't decide what to do with it because Microsoft and Todd Howard and all these CEOs and executives just keep going back and forth with ideas and nothing gets done. You see that in every fucking workplace in the history of the fucking world. It's like you get all these managers and they're all fucking whining at each other about we want to do this and we want to do that and this should be this way and that should be that way and this is right and that's wrong. And now all of a sudden you've got fucking production hell and nothing is getting done. And you've got this little chunk of the map that you've been mapping out relentlessly because nobody knows what to do with it. These things happen. It's an artistic product. But let's go on the flip side of what it could be. Just imagine, newest tech, you get the whole world, this whole Tamriel, you could go anywhere, you can create your character, you can have a party with your friends, it's all like Skyrim, you can pick up buckets off the floor and throw them at people, and then get arrested by the guards, stop there criminal scum, someone says that. it could be so great. And just make it, Todd. Like, I mean, it's such a great idea. And if you're gonna be limited to what you want to do, make Hammerfell High Rock, and make Somerset Isles a DLC, and then possibly make fucking Black Marsh a DLC. So I mean, you have all these provinces we've not really explored before, and now this is that now this is just this massive open world, sprawling, expansive and adventure. It's probably going to be single player just like the other ones, but I've been dream. I never like MMOs. I just don't. And the idea that they tried to craft Elder Scrolls Online into this like MMO, this here's your new Skyrim, bro, type thing, it just doesn't fly with me. It's gotta have the immersion. I want a place where I can just hang out in a tavern for 20 minutes, just checking out little bits and bobs and talking to local public. That's what people want. That's what people want. There are people who go for the stats and the buffs. They're pressing all the buttons on their fucking keyboards, and they're all in it for that. But for me, the true spirit of gaming is, let's get some immersion there, and let's have a look. Let's have a look at this last. This is like, obviously, when you type in Google Elder Scrolls 6 gameplay, you're just gonna get a load of bullshit. Like, that's obviously Skyrim. Or something. Like, that's not it. Because that would look cool. That would be cool if that was that. I do not hearken that to a bad screenshot. It looks really good. Another one, obviously Skyrim. But here, let's see. This screenshot I've seen, and I think that's from Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know, but at any rate, if that was a huge bustling city that you could go and explore, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. And immersion, you could be hanging out in the little taverns, and yeah, that would be cool. But who knows? Who knows what it's gonna be? It's hard to say what it's gonna be, and it could be really bad. It could be really good. It's really up in the cards right now. And for me, I'm like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge on a game that just isn't out, doesn't doesn't have a lot of the hype surrounding it is just inherent to it being this great thing. I don't think there's anybody who knows right now what Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be like. But let's take this. Oops. High Island will explore a brand new region. It's just pure bullshit. Anything you see online. But I mean, this could be a great game. This could be a terrible game. It's up in the air, and until we know more, until we see more, until we know more, there's really no way to know. there's no way to know. So I mean, let's take it for face value here. Let's take it for face value and say that there's no telling what Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be like, and we're enough away from it that it will be like GTA 6. GTA 6? Yeah, GTA 6 too. GTA 6, it'll just be like insurmountable hype. You'll get a gameplay thing. Of course, they're going to show off like the best aspects of it. I imagine it'll be this huge, colossal event, but when it comes out and as we get closer, we'll know more. And if it has a launch like Starfield, it's going to be really bad for the brand, because Elder Scrolls 6 is, I mean, right now, in terms of open world fantasy games, single player immersive adventures, there's just nothing that comes close to Skyrim. And I know this is a testament, beating Skyrim many times, still wanting to come back to it in 2025 every fucking night. I mean, that is spectacular. And you can spend all the time you want scrolling through the Steam pages. You can spend all the time you want going through, fucking gaming articles and rankings, and you'll never find an open world single player adventure like Skyrim modded for PC. It's just not there. It's like, trust me, I know my games. Like, it's just not there. There's no other game like it. So I mean, you have to get what you get, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this is what Elder Scrolls 6 is like, the continuation of that, like a newer game. Until someone like Kingdom Come Deliverance, Warhorse Studios comes along and is just like, hey, this game doesn't exist. We're gonna fucking make this shit. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. I mean, that's all we can do for Elder Scrolls 6. You can just sit back and wait and pray that Sir Lord Todd Howard, Sir Lord Todd Howard the first survives it. And that's it. That wasn't even the same video. So yeah, I mean that's Elder Scrolls 6 for you. We know nothing. We have nothing. All we can do is hope and fucking dream. But there is enough of a chance that it matters that it will suck. It looks really barren, doesn't it? Like this landscape. Yeah, that's Elder Scrolls 6. No fuck all about it, but let's hope. Boy can dream.